Hey everybody, welcome back to episode 37, Funny Blunt Truth. We are back with friend of the show, alumni to Funny Blunt Truth, Mr. Kyle Hester. Kyle, how you doing, man? Thanks for being back.
Well, thank you for having me. It is always a pleasure to come on with you guys. You are a freaking joy to hang out with.
No, it's our pleasure, Kyle. You rock, man. Thank you.
We didn't pay him to say that.
Yeah. We don't have money anyway.
That was a legitimate comment, uncoerced.
That's right. My PayPal address is what?
So, Kyle, once again, thank you for being on the show. It's our pleasure. You sincerely rock, man. Thank you for the time. You're currently working on getting a film made called Preacher 6, and I would like to talk about that with you. It's a grindhouse action suspense horror indie film, and you're also the producer. Can you talk about the film?
Yeah, that is correct. Basically, the bottom line happened when there was a project I was involved in, for 5 years of my life, and then the writer lost his mind as soon as the illusion of money started to happen. Mm-hmm. And then, he wanted complete control out of everything, and he had never made a film in his life, and and he was just wanting all this power. I'm not going to change this. I'm not going to change that. And basically the whole thing blew up, and he took the project out. You're fired, all this kind of stuff. Geez. So 5 years down the drain. And it's and I was talking to my wife, and we're like, look, we're never doing that again. We are never putting ourselves in jeopardy like that and putting so much time and effort into somebody else's project that we wouldn't have or control if they decided to take it away.
Right.
So she's my wife, Tracy Ray, is a writer. And,
cool.
And I was like, well, let's do this shit ourselves.
Right on.
Let's make some epic stuff. And she's like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. Mm-hmm. So I'm out in the backyard, hanging out, playing with the dog and whatnot. And I come back inside, and she's walking around the house, and she's going, preacher. Like this creepy whisper saying preacher. And I'm like, nice. What the fuck is that? What are you doing? And she's like, I don't know, but it's cool. Let's play with this idea. So it came out of nothing, out of thin air, out of the essence of hey, let's do something. Mm-hmm. And here we are, a year later, and it's, you see the sizzle reel and the artwork and, all this stuff, and it's happening. Mm-hmm. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited.
That sucks that project fell through, though, Kyle. How money can change things sometimes, right? And ruin stuff. And also differences in opinion, in the writing material. I got some experience on a lower level with short films, and, that can screw things up, but that's a long time.
Chunk of time.
Yeah, long time to be wasted.
It's a big chunk. He was a friend. It's lost a friendship over it. So,
sad.
Yeah.
Really sad
stuff.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It is what it is. But the thing is, I've seen it happen before. And the funny thing is, I had warned him that I said, this is just in the very beginning of when we're talking about this project. Mm-hmm. And I said, be careful. When money starts to be a thing, just remember, keep it cool. Yep. Keep your eye on the prize. It's just part of the deal. It's just part of how to get something done. Yep. And that didn't happen. Even with the warning, and I've seen it happen on, companies fall apart all the time. Not little people, but if you're someone that doesn't know or hasn't seen big money, and all of a sudden you're just talking about big money. It's not even real. It's not even in the bank. Mm-hmm. So well, when we get this, I'm going to get 200 grand and, just throwing ridiculous numbers out there that are based on no kind of reality.
Right.
But, hold on to your soul.
That's sad.
It is.
Crazy.
So back to your point about, the writing, and whatnot, and with my wife Tracy writing, is that I have made a lot of films and, done a lot of acting and been on a lot of sets. So it's like, as she's writing and stuff like that, I can say, well, that wouldn't work. Let's maybe do something like this, so she can go with the ideas, and all I have to do is say, well, that wouldn't work because of this, and then she can alter it kind of as we're going. So that's the only kind of input that I had is from the filmmaking perspective.
Yeah, the writing game is an interesting one, Kyle. In my experience on a lower level with short films, sometimes you're overprotective of your material, and you don't want to really bend to change the scope of the work. But sometimes it's better to collaborate with people, and other times it's better to have full control, like a James Cameron, total control, and things work out great.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you how it works best like that is because it doesn't get diluted. The idea doesn't get diluted down into you can do this and that and this and that. This doesn't work for that demographic and whatever, that the studios go through with these films, that ends up kind of like, we got all these stars. Why does it kind of suck?
Too many hands in a pot.
Exactly. Because everyone has to justify a paycheck, so that, the visionary people, aren't the ones that really have the last say, anymore. It becomes like the money guys. So, and that's.
Yeah, again, that's why, sometimes it is good to have full control, like how Ridley Scott does. That's another one. And other times it's better to collab. It's one of those weird things of writing.
So speaking of, creative visionaries, while you're, where are you at right now with Preacher 6 exactly? Like what stage of production are we at?
We are in fundraising mode. So right now we have an Indiegogo that is live right now. I think it ends December 15th. And, so we're halfway through this particular campaign. And so basically what green lights Preacher 6 is when we have the funds in the bank, that we can go, okay, we have, 130 grand or whatever, we're going to end up doing it for. That's probably close, to what we're going to shoot it for. So that's a long way to go. It's like right now, we have like a little over $8,000, in the Indiegogo. So it's a combination between that and, people that want to put a little private investment money into it and that kind of thing. And there's lots of different ways that we're going at it. But yeah, so we greenlight when the money is real and I can say, oh, okay, we're shooting here. But there is at no point unless I'm dead, does this not happen? So I had somebody ask me, so
no
what happens
quit.
if you don't? Yeah, it's like, what happens if you don't raise all the money on the first, Indiegogo? And then I say, well, we keep fucking going is what happens. We launch again. We do this again. I come back on your podcast. Yes, I'm like, all right, this is the 17th time we're doing
this.
I'm kidding.
Come back.
But I'm just saying, like, there is no quit here. You know what I mean?
Yep. Kyle, you sound so passionate about this.
Yeah, man.
You can totally tell that this is like your pet project.
Oh yeah, this is my first project. It's just me. Awesome. Everything starts and stops. With myself and my wife, the writer, like that's it, so with the chair, I ended up producing it. I came on as an actor and ended up producing it, and then I did Zombie with a Shotgun, came on, produced, had a little part in it, but that's not mine either. That's Hilton. So the project is really, it's like, this is the first one that's mine.
Yeah. No, Kyle, you sound so enthusiastic about this project, and your energy for it's like amazing. I'm really happy for you. And with your mindset, I can't see how it doesn't get completed and doesn't get made. You have like a no quit attitude towards it. Like I said, you're really passionate about it. And that's so awesome. Like personally, I wish you all the best, and I can't wait to see the finished product, like film. I'm sure it's going to be amazing. I was really impressed with what I saw so far for like a low budget film. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the finished product looks like.
I'm ready to see it. I'm ready to see Kyle channel his inner Daniel Day-Lewis into that performance. I want to see him lock himself up in a monastery for like, 87 years and then come out as like some kick-ass preacher, zombie killing dude.
That is
fully
funny.
committed.
Yeah,
all in.
I won't be killing zombies, but there's definitely going to be some demons in there that get blown away.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. So and the director Grady Earls, he's able to kind of create that dark world. And so I'm really looking forward to working with him and getting the whole thing on screen. So if you haven't seen the sizzle reel, you can go to the Indiegogo site and check it out, or YouTube or whatever, and to get a feel for like what it's going to look like.
You heard it, listeners. Go and check it out. I saw it. It's pretty impressive for a lower budget film. I liked it. Now, Kyle, I have a question for you. You being producer and doing the behind the scenes work, do you find this way more stressful than just being an actor in a film? Like, holding a flag to this film and doing all the work being a producer? What's the stress level like compared to just acting?
You know what? I think that you're probably the first person that's ever asked me that. And to be honest with you, I would say it's all eyes on me. So it's like, so anytime that, people that like you that want this to succeed, and then there's people, that I may have been in an acting class with that would be kind of pissed off, like, well, why didn't I get a part in this? And, we'll see if you can do it. So it's like, you're running the gamut of like the people that are behind you and really want you to see you, people that kind of stand on the fence and are, silent and, we'll see. You got $8,000. Okay. See if you can pull this off, so it's very, the pressure, I feel it,
I bet,
but there's, bring it on. You know what I mean? Because this is, like I said before, this is getting done, no matter how it needs to get done, this is getting done.
Right.
So, but yeah, it's a stressful thing.
Yeah, that's actually a great attitude to have, to keep it going.
Absolutely.
You never know what can come out too of micro budgeted films. Especially you were talking about the Doubters. I don't know if you've seen it, but there was a great micro budget film called The Primer, which centered around time travel, which was super low budget and was fantastic, and it was wildly popular in the underground. So, I think with the right level of commitment, anything like that is possible, and you can have a runaway hit like that.
Oh, I was just going to say that it's just a matter of having it get out there and having people be excited about it, and then to get the word of mouth going and all that kind of stuff. But that's how the cult classics happen, is because it's a good film, and they had some kind of plan for how to get it in front of people, so it's a lot.
So Kyle, my next question for you, once you get the funds, for this film, what do you think is going to be the most difficult aspect in the creation of this film? Is it set locations? Is it getting the CGI done?
Well, I think the most difficult thing is probably going to be the logistics of all the people, because it's a pretty big cast. As you can see from, just from the links on the Indiegogo page, who's involved, and there's lots of working actors in that list.
Yep. So
it's like being able to get a time that everybody can do a little low budget film at the same time. That's the challenge. So, but it's like, as far as the look and the art of it, that's going to be its own thing. And, I know a lot of really talented people. So I'll be bringing them all in, say, hey, come on, my uncle's going to make a movie,
I have another question. Don, did you have something? I feel like I'm taking over here.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. So Kyle, as far as Creature 6, once it's all said and done, it's created, finished, and it's out there, what is success to you with this film? What would you consider success as far as like what the film accomplishes?
Well, you know what? I will always be honest with you guys. So I will continue that honesty and not bullshit.
Appreciate it.
The ultimate goal would be to have this film pay for itself, pay back any investors that they have that we bring on, make that a successful thing for the arts, so that people can go, hey, you know what? I took a chance on a film, took a chance on somebody's, dream that I had no control over and ended up getting a return on. And then going beyond that would be for that to then roll into the other films that I have planned after that, which we can get into at some other time.
Awesome.
Can you kind of give us some details about what you're thinking about in the future? Maybe like inkling ideas?
Well,
you don't have to go into full detail.
Pressure.
Yeah, okay, I can tell you this. One of them is going to be a modern Western along the vein of like No Country for Old Men.
That's cool. Love that movie.
And yeah, me too. So that's going to be set in the 70s.
Sweet.
So, horses and muscle cars. So how can you go wrong?
Nice.
And I know, and that's like a totally, yeah. So, I mean, so basically, like I've been asked, like, is it horror films? Is that like your deal? And so no, you know what I mean? Is the answer. So, it's just making cool stuff. And then, yeah, there's going to be a crime drama in there, and then who knows, maybe Preacher 6 lives on. So we'll see what happens.
It'd be Preacher 7.
I don't know what you're talking about.
79.
Sorry, I had to do it. Son of Preacher. Preacher 7 would be like a great sequel title.
Sounds legit.
It would be.
Now, why is it 6, by the way? Not any other. Is that 6 because 6 shooter?
Probably gonna ruin the plot, Don.
Oh.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about like telling about the actual plot is that if I tell the plot on this podcast right now, there's people listening in Hollywood that already have money that are going to go, oh, that's a fucking great idea. Let's do something like that. Change it by 15% and it'll be ours. So, because that happens all the time. So that's what.
See, and that scares the shit out of me, Kyle. It scares me.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
it scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, like with my scripts, I mean, because like I'm not sure if you remember, but I write scripts myself and I have aspirations and I submit them places and it scares the shit out of me. Somebody's going to steal my work.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Yeah, we had something in the works like that. Yeah, that's right. And you wouldn't right, Jimmy. Yeah. That happens all the fucking time, man. So
yep, I believe it.
You do have your reason to protect your work. Make sure that everything is copywritten and, write down every single person that you send it to, and you get a non-disclosure from every single person that you send it to, so that like there is no leak. And if there is a leak, then you can go back and track where that could have possibly happened.
Right.
How about that?
Then you go Preacher 6 on their ass.
Reality.
Show up with a shotgun.
Oh, yeah. You have to.
Yeah. So, I mean, so
it's that serious.
Oh, yeah. So basically what I was saying about, with the summary of Preacher 6 is small town preacher comes to the big city and ends up fighting demons in a literal sense. And so that is in a nutshell, what Preacher 6 is about. So the nuances and all that is like, that's where all the Easter eggs are. And there's a lot of like awesome characters and my wife did an amazing job. Like the characters that are in it are a lot of them are based on actual people, like real figures in history.
That's great.
It's so it's gonna be very, very cool. So I think that it's just keeping the fire going and getting the sucker done, and giving people something original, because that's what this is.
Yeah, it seems like everything in Hollywood these days, Kyle, is like regurgitated, reboots, remakes of like older material. And some stuff just should not be fucked with. Excuse my French. It pisses me off. Originality, what's that?
It's tough to come by.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it just like, it goes back to what we were talking about earlier, about people having to know that something is going to work, because this worked back then. So it'll work now with these actors,
Mm-hmm.
so it's which takes all the creativity out of things, except for, hey, we'll recast it as this kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still the same thing,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and again, back to the remakes and reboots. They're trying to remake Scarface. Yeah, they're trying to remake Scarface. Some things are sacred. You should not fuck with them. Like, it's crazy.
They're remaking Scarface?
Yes.
Yeah, first time I've heard about it.
No, they are remaking Scarface. You can Google it. It is pure insanity, and it's blasphemy.
You know what? Here's what I think. Here's what I think. You don't remake Scarface. You don't remake The Shining.
No.
It's like
no way.
These, and they did that. And these things. It's not. It's a accumulation of things that make a film brilliant. It's like you got a great script and you have amazing actors that are going to put things into it that you never would have thought possible. Yep. So like Scarface is never going to be the same without Al Pacino.
Nope.
And so it's going to be a different thing. So don't fucking call it Scarface. Call it like, Vinny the Slasher, and have it be a brilliant film called Vinny the Slasher. You know what I'm saying?
Bruise Face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's like Scab Face.
Because otherwise, it's like you're just
scraped knee.
Yeah, you're setting it up for comparisons to the old movie, and the actors are going to be compared to Pacino, and
I feel like,
wow, man, this one they didn't have a missile go through the door.
Yeah, and the thing is, even when they do like a reboot or remake, they want to. It's not even like accurate representation. Like they try to like one up it, and they just like fucking ruin it. It's like Ninja Turtles. Good grief.
Hollywood has a sickness though, where even if something original does come out, they have to reject it with skepticism, which is, it's the Stranger Things syndrome, right? Stranger Things went around from like studio to studio to studio, constantly getting rejected.
Great show.
Quentin Tarantino was rejected for like 10 or 15 years before he finally got picked up by the Weinsteins. So I think there's like this syndrome in Hollywood where they just want like a guaranteed paycheck coming in. And then if something is original, they're then terrified by it and thus don't give funding to it.
Yeah, spot on, Don, with Hollywood being afraid to take chances on stuff. But, Kyle, you would know more than us.
I'm not in that circle.
What?
Shit, man, we're talking about independent film. You know what I mean?
I tell you what, you're way closer than us.
All right, well, that's just by nautical miles.
Yes, as the crow flies.
Exactly.
I think it's that time, Kyle. We're gonna change it up a little bit here because we did the rapid fire last time, but I've actually done it every single time. And I told Dave that if we were lucky enough to get you back on the show, that he should do the rapid fire. So I'm actually just gonna let him rip loose with this.
Awesome.
Let's see if I can live up to the Don rapid fire.
It's not a high standard to get to.
Okay, Kyle, it's a this or that. So, are you ready to go?
Okay.
All right. First question: hot chocolate or coffee?
Coffee.
Right on. Coffee rocks. Next question: if you had to choose, Lost in the Wilderness or Lost at Sea?
Lost in the Wilderness.
Interesting.
Absolutely.
Now, if you're lost in the wilderness, how would you make fire, though? Do you know how to make fire?
Matches.
You know what? I don't even know. I guess we would cross. Here's the thing. If you're in the wilderness and you lost, at least you have options. If you're in the ocean, you got no options.
Yeah, you're pretty much fucked.
Fucksville. Better learn to bite into some seagulls or something.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Next question: $1 million or a walk on the moon?
$1 million.
That was a quick answer. Next one: relaxing movie at home or at a fancy soiree?
Nice.
Ooh, that's okay. Relaxing movie at home or fancy soiree? Relaxing movie at home.
Nice. This next one's not really rapid fire format, but if you can meet anyone, past, present, dead or alive, anyone in existence or who has existed at some point, who would it be? For a sit down and conversation.
Jack Nicholson.
Ooh.
Okay.
And
Now, if I may ask, why Jack Nicholson, Kyle? Is he like an idol of yours?
yeah. I think that Nicholson in the why would be to find out how he created the persona, that he has. I mean, he's a brilliant actor regardless, and so you
for
put
sure.
a brilliant actor and all the quirks that he has on top of it, and then you have Jack
Yep.
Nicholson.
Yeah, Jack Nicholson is he's one of the greatest actors of all time. I remember seeing One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest for the first time, and it just completely blew me away. What an amazing movie.
Oh yeah.
All right, next question. Swim with jellyfish or wrestle a porcupine?
Oh fuck! Really? Oh man!
Yes, really.
You gotta choose.
God, they're horrible. Both of those are horrible. Okay. A jellyfish.
Jellyfish.
Yeah, I'll go jellyfish.
Okay.
Yeah, because then you could just pee on yourself when you're done and it'd be gone.
Yeah, actually, the jellyfish would there is a reason. I do have logic here. The jellyfish would be, you're in a lot of pain for a relatively short time. But if you wrestle a porcupine, you're talking infection that's going to last a long time, and that could fuck you up.
Yeah, that and an eye patch.
Yeah, right.
All right, climb Mount Everest or visit the Mariana Trench.
Oh, Mariana's Trench.
Nice. Okay. 1 minute left to live on Earth. You get one phone call. Just one. Who do you call?
God.
Well, I don't know if you can call God. I mean, that would be like what's God's number?
Yeah, right?
That's funny. Jeez. You know what? I don't.
Another thing is that you're married, so you may have to get the points here.
Well, just let him make his decision. It could be more interesting.
Well, yeah. Well, here's the thing. I would have to say that there has to be some, some structure to that question. Is like, am I with anybody else? Because I'm not with my wife, then of course I would call my wife. If I'm with my wife, then I'm not calling anybody.
All right. So
if there's 1 minute left.
Okay, so restructured. You are with your wife. You have one phone call, 1 minute left to live.
All right.
TikTok, Kyle.
Jesus. You know what? I'm already dead because I wouldn't know how to. It'd be fumbling through the numbers. I mean, call my mom. Hey mom. So what are you going to do for the next 30 seconds? You know what I mean?
No, you call your mom and you'd be like, you remember that China?
Like, I don't know. I'm not religious, so, it wouldn't be the Pope, or maybe at that point, who knows? You've got a minute left to be like, hey, so you kind of turn the Catholic Church around. So, what about this whole, the world's going to end right now? See what he says.
Yeah. Or or you can call your mom and be like, hey, that China that broke when we were like 6 and we blamed Mittens the cat and
I did
that was really me. I just want to let you know. Bye.
Oh yeah. Clean the conscience. All right, that's what I do.
Yeah.
I'd call my mom.
I mean, at least I think that's what I would do.
Well, that's funny, Don. I was going to ask you the same question.
Now, can I clarify? Does this phone call have to be for somebody in our time? Or can I call through time?
No, our time.
Or is that not a logical question?
Here we go. No, our time, Don.
No, I just wanted to call a T-Rex and be like, we know what it's like, motherfucker! And then, but that doesn't really make sense.
Drum rolls.
No, because they wouldn't have a phone. They wouldn't know how to answer the phone.
If you saw Kung Fury, you ever saw the movie Kung Fury?
How would he answer the phone? He got no arms.
Exactly. Because it's ridiculous. No, I think honestly, if I could call somebody, I think it would go along the same lines as Kyle. I mean, if my wife's chilling with me, I got nobody to call. I think I would just chill and watch the world explode, which I feel like almost we're doing on like a daily basis already. Anyhow, pretty much everybody.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
We're all just kicking back and just doing our thing.
We're all just watching the shit show.
It's imploding.
Yeah, so somebody once asked me, we were in a conversation before, and they were like, well, what would happen if nukes went off, and what would you do? This one guy's like, I'd go in a bunker, and the other guy's like, oh, I'd go out and like, whatever, shoot someone. I don't know, whatever the hell he was saying. And it was funny because one of my friends turned to me, and he goes, well, I know what Don would be doing. And they're like, what's that? He's like, Don would be out on a boat fishing, and that would be it, watching the world blow up.
So that's what you would do, Don, at last minute, just fish?
Oh, yeah. I would launch the boat and I'd go for a red drum, man.
That's just so funny. I could picture you on a boat, not having a care in the world, and that nuke's about to go off.
Yeah, you can't get rid of it. You can't get away from it, I should say.
All right.
So I'm not going to be able to invent time travel before the nukes go off.
See, I would just have as much sex as I possibly can.
Now, would you blow up from the ton of sex, or would you just blow up from the nukes?
Both.
Because it could go either way. Well, that would make sense.
Yeah, I know what you did there. I see what you did there.
Don got some jokes today.
I have a ton of sex and blow up. Why? Because of the friction between the two bodies. It's
but
heat.
I would.
E equals MC squared.
What else are you going to do? I would. So that's pretty much it with the rapid fire, and that's probably going to close out the episode. Kyle, where can the listeners find Preacher 6, info on it? Where can they find you?
Well, you can go to the Twitter site, which is just at Preacher6, and that's SIX spelled out, so Preacher6. Mm-hmm. And I basically tweet about, with the link to the Indiegogo about every 20 minutes. So I'm on Twitter all day long, trying to figure out clever ways, to get people to go look at the sizzle reel and get involved. So yeah, the Twitter site is the best way to do it.
Okay. We'll also provide links in the episode. So Don, you got anything?
No, I just like to thank Kyle for being on.
Absolutely.
It's been a while since we've had a show. We know there's been some people that have requested episodes, but it's been a bit crazy in everybody's personal life lately. So it feels good to be back in the saddle, and it's good to have a friend of the show back on.
Yep. Agree.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, Kyle, I just want to say it was a pleasure again having you back on. Seats always available for you. We always have a great time on the show. Wish you the very, very best of luck in all of your projects. Anything you got planned ahead. I wish you the best of luck with Preacher 6. I hope it blows up. I hope it opens a ton of doors for you, more doors. And we're so appreciative of you being on the show again. It really means a lot to us. Any closing words, Kyle? Like drops on any future projects?
Is his next project, from what I hear, 2020, Kyle Hester for president.
Nice. Got my vote.
There's a rapid fire question right there. Kyle, who would be your running mate if you were president? If you were going for it?
It's funny.
No, that'd give me away. I can't do it.
Oh, okay.
All right. Fair enough.
Again, I would go with T-Rex, so.
Oh, right on.
Oh, anyhow.
All right, guys. So that wraps up FBT episode 37. Once again, thank you to Kyle Hester for being on the show. And for you guys listening, if you enjoyed the episode and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe on iTunes. Follow us on social media. We have a Twitter page. We have a Facebook page. We have an Instagram. You can email us at funnybluntruthpodcast@gmail.com. And we really appreciate you guys. We're just so humbled that we have a following, and we just try to keep putting out good content for you guys and have fun with the show. And again, we are going to provide links to Preacher 6 in the description of the episode, links for Kyle Hester's pages. Please follow Kyle Hester. He rocks. Please support Preacher 6. It's going to be a fun, great movie. And until next time, guys, take care.